Hey, r/ChatGPT complaints. It's me, r/Coloradical5280. Look, I've been hanging out here for a few weeks and I've seen all the posts. I get it. We're all chasing the same thing, right? An AI that's powerful, that's consistent, and most importantly, that's ours. One that can't just be nerfed or have its personality changed overnight because some company decided to. So I figured instead of just another complaint, I'd put together an actual blueprint for how we could do this. So, what's the big solution? Here it is, plain and simple. You all need to fine-tune your own model. Now, I know, that sounds like a massive, maybe even impossible task. But I'm telling you, with the tools and tutorials that are out there right now, this is shockingly doable. This isn't just a dream, it's a real plan of action. And I've laid it all out for you, step by step. We'll start with the main idea, then get into the nitty-gritty of the building blocks, the model, and the data. Then I'll show you the technical cheat code that makes this whole thing possible. After that, we'll talk numbers, the real price tag, and finally, how we'd actually run this thing and what the final reward looks like. So the big picture is this. We move from being frustrated renters to actual owners. Look, this is not a weekend project, I'll be real with you, but it is totally 100% doable for an organized group with a clear goal. If this community pools its resources, the result is an AI that you truly own. Not leased, not rate limited, and definitely not subject to the whims of a corporate policy update. Okay, so where do we even begin? The very first steps are all about choosing the right building blocks. And really, it all boils down to two huge decisions. What's the base model we're going to start with, and what's the data we're going to use to teach it? For the base model, my vote is for Kimi K2 Instruct, and here's why it's pretty much perfect for us. It's what's called a mixture of experts model, which is just a fancy way of saying it's incredibly powerful but also super efficient, which saves a ton of money. It also has a massive 256,000 token context window. That's its memory. But the most important part, it has a permissive MIT license. That means no one can ever take it away. It's ours. Plus, it's already built to follow instructions, so we're not starting from scratch. We're just giving it our flavor. All right, next up, data. And this right here is where the subreddit becomes the project's superpower. I see it as a three-layer cake. The first layer is us, the community. We'd set up a simple system where all of you could submit prompts and the kinds of answers you wish you were getting. The second layer is open source. We grab existing high-quality datasets for things like math and coding. And the final layer, we hire a pro to create some really high-quality, specialized data to give the model that final polish. Now that paid layer, obviously that's going to have a price tag. Realistically, you're probably looking at somewhere between 25 and 75 grand. And yeah, that's a lot for one person, but for a subreddit with thousands of us who are all fed up, that is completely doable through crowdfunding. And you gotta remember, this is a one-time investment to create an asset that we, the community, will own forever. Okay, so we've got a model picked out, we've got a plan for the data, so how do we actually do the training? Well, this is where we get to the technical cheat code. This is the part that makes this whole idea something a community can do, not just some tech giant with $1 billion budget. And that cheat code has a name, Unsloth. The best way to think about it is this. It's a tool that gives you pre-built scripts and just slashes the amount of computer memory you need. It basically turns this really complex, scary engineering problem into something as simple as following a recipe that you know works. It just handles all the tough stuff for you. And this slide shows you just how simple that recipe is. Using Unsloth, it's basically 4 steps. 1, we load the Kimi model. 2, we feed it that awesome data set we all built. 3, we run what's called an SFT pass. That's just where we teach the model the vibe that we want. And finally, we run a refinement step to really hone its behavior based on our preferences. It's a straightforward, repeatable process. All right, let's talk money again, but this time, let's get into the weeds. This is about the cost of actually renting the computers to do the training. Let's break down what this thing would really cost. So check this out. This is just a rough back-of-the-napkin calculation for one serious training session. If we rent 8 of the high-end GPUs you need for this, and we run them for about 3 days straight at a pretty cheap rental rate, the total cost comes out to just over $1,000. That's it. We'd probably want to do a few of these runs, but we're not talking about millions of dollars here. This is well within our reach. And I have to say this again because it is the most important part of the money conversation. The training budget is a capital investment. It's a one-time expense to create our model. This is not a monthly subscription fee we're paying to somebody else. We pay to build it, and then it's ours. Okay, but what about the ongoing costs? Keeping the servers on so everyone can use it? Well, this is where our numbers are our biggest strength. Let's say our server costs are about $1,000 a month. If we have 1,000 active users, that's just $1 per person. If we have 10,000 users, that drops to 10 cents a month. We're literally talking about a Patreon level contribution here.
This all sounds great, but it brings up a really, really important question. If we all build this thing together, who's actually in charge? Who holds the money? Who pays the bills? Who makes the decisions? We have to talk about governance.
The only way this works is with a structure that is 100% transparent from day one. We'd elect a small steering committee, trusted members from right here in the community. Their job would be to manage the funds and poll the rest of us on any big changes. All the money would be held in a nonprofit or a secure wallet that requires multiple people to sign off. And we would publish everything. Monthly financial reports, a public log of every single change to the model. Total transparency, no secrets. So, after all of this, the fundraising, the data collection, the training runs, what is the final payoff? What do we get at the end of the road? It's simple, and it's the whole reason we do this. We get our model, and we make our own rules. But this is about more than just owning the code, right? It's about stewardship. So what does that really, truly mean for us in practice? It means that we, the community, decide its boundaries. We decide what's out of scope. We get to define what helpful and honest actually means, not some PR department in San Francisco. And the best part? If we change our minds, if we decide the model should be a little more blunt or a little more creative, we can just retrain it. We hold the keys. Look, I'm just one person and I can't organize all this by myself. But I really wanted to give you all the blueprint because I truly believe this statement right here, this sub absolutely has the numbers, it has the brains, and it definitely has the frustration energy to pull this off. So the only question left is, are we ready to stop complaining and actually start building something?